Hey everybody, Ronaldo Hoffman here, Gear It First. Lights are expensive. I mean, if you only have $150 for a Parcan, it's not going to be that bright, but these guys are. So you won't have that many features, but these do. And you've got your strobes, you've got either a beam or the really cool laser. Okay, the color mixing's probably gonna suck, but these are actual RGB and RGBW LEDs. Won't be that bright. Okay, just kidding. I filled a whole big room with 4 of these. So it's got to cost more than $150, right? $129, $139 respectively. And I don't usually discuss pricing on my videos, but that kind of tells you how impressive these things are. So if you don't follow Eliminator Lighting on Instagram, you should, because they are so stoked about their lights. I mean, it's like you can literally hear them yelling in your face, "Have you seen this?" And I can see why. So I got a chance to experience these for the first time at Infocom over in Orlando, which is convenient because, you know, I live an hour away from there. And then I got to see them at DJ Expo and got to play with them. So I wasn't expecting much at first. I mean, again, you're talking under $140 for each Parcan. And they're promising the moon. They're promising nice color mixing, they're promising your strobes, and then you have your center effect with the LED. You have your beam right here, and with the RG, you've got the laser. So what's the catch? So of course, I put my investigative hat on. I mean, I don't wear hats because I look horrible in hats. You can ask my wife. So we're going to pretend that I put an investigative hat on and took these apart, played with them, figure out what's wrong with them. In reality, there is no catch. You are getting an awesome light. Let's dissect it. Let's see what's in it. And, well, theoretically speaking, and let's talk about why you're going to love these things. So before I start, I want to real quick use a disclaimer that yes, I'm using tie wraps, but it's only for the purpose of this review to not use tie wraps to hang lights ever. And I told you that I wanted to find out what the trade-off on the Parcan was going to be, because we've got a bright, affordable Parcan that gives you a lot of features all in one. So the first one is that they use a plastic case. They did not use a metal case. Metal is expensive. It is. So they used a plastic one, but it's still, you know, it's not cheap plastic. I dropped it and it's fine, you can tell. The yoke, of course, is metal and it's easy to adjust. The other trade-off, and there's only basically 2. You've got your plastic case and you have your transformer. The transformer is what goes from 120 volts AC to 12 volts DC. I'm gonna take my mic and bring it real close to it so you can hear it. Got the mic built in. That's the fan. Hold on. I'm not sure if you could hear that whistling there, but it is a loud transformer. It does sing a little bit, especially with the SMDs when it's completely on, every LED full brightness, you're gonna hear it. But you're not gonna hear it if you have, oh, I don't know, speakers actually working. And even when I had this up 10 feet up in the air, or like around 9.5, 10 feet up in the air, no, I did not hear it even without any music going. So even though it is a noisy transformer, it's not going to really affect your performance because you're not going to hear it, honestly. But by using this particular transformer instead of the more expensive quiet transformers, they were able to keep the cost low without sacrificing important features like a fan, because you need that. We're not sacrificing important features like having DMX, having the remote control, power linking, which you don't usually see in the more affordable fixtures. And again, still keeping those nice bright LEDs. Okay, so the video footage that I've been using was from an event and no haze was allowed. Let's see what it looks like with haze. You're gonna see the RG and the LED in harmonious haze glory. Let's take a look. The TrioPar RG is another triple threat, but on this one, you have 6 9-watt RGB LEDs. You have your SMDs right here, which means surface mount diode, creates a great white light or a strobe. And in the center, we have the laser. Now the laser, pretty cool effect. It doesn't move. That's one of the small trade-offs. To make it affordable, you can't have a motor in there moving the laser. But when you're using haze, it doesn't have to move. In reality, your crowd should be moving enough that they're not going to notice the laser beams are not moving. And with clever DMX programming, you don't want the lasers to be on the whole time. You want to almost create a strobe effect or a pulse effect like you can see here. Now the lasers can be independently controlled between your red and your green laser. Now regarding the color mixing, are these LEDs going to give you the same color mixing that you're going to get in a LED par that's, $300 to $800? No, but it's not a par can that's $300 or $800. I don't need precise color mixing because I'm not going to be doing any kind of theatrical application with this. I want to have a par can that's bright, that is an all-in-one effect for my parties, and that with, you can see there some of the built-in show modes, it still excites the crowd. And what's really neat is that if you don't want to use DMX, each one of these par cans includes a remote control. You can master and slave them and then use the remote control and use some of the built-in shows. Again, none of this right now is on DMX. This is all the built-in show. Now let's take a look at the TrioPar LED. This is the TrioPar LED. And you've got 9 4-watt RGBW LEDs. And in the center, we have a 15-watt LED. But what's really cool about this fixture, and you can see it with haze, as I pointed out a little bit there, is that this center light gives a nice tight beam, and then the outer LEDs create a wash. So you get a triple play. You have your LED wash, you've got your LED beam, and then you've got these SMD LEDs creating a nice bright strobe. But what's really unique about this is that on DMX mode, these right here work perfectly with the whites on here. So what I did with my DMX profile, I'll get geeky on you for a second, is I actually mapped these as another white fader. So when I mixed it with the color wheel and I went to white, it brought these and the white of these as well. And the color mixing, it looked pretty good. Without any of the LEDs on, these SMD LEDs could easily light up the room, as you can see in some of the footage that I did. And without the SMD LEDs, the white still gave a nice wash throughout the room as well. Or use them together for even more brightness. So I sat there, programmed on DMX, and I even did on live stream, I did the unboxing because I hate unboxing videos. And I'm gonna just throw some shade out there. If a reviewer is doing an unboxing video, he really has nothing better to do, honestly. I don't wanna watch somebody unbox stuff, I wanna unbox it myself. But I do it in a live stream so people can see the first reactions that I have. So people don't think that, I've already rehearsed all this, because I usually don't. That being said, the biggest surprise that I got out of these par cans is that, here you've got 3 zones, right? So you've got 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, and each of those zones can be controlled independently. You can see that here with the SMD LEDs, and then your center beam can also be controlled independently. But the RG is such a hero, because if you run this thing in full DMX mode, you can control each one of these individually. This thing is pixel mappable. And I'm not just talking the individual LEDs, I'm also talking the individual set of SMD LEDs. This is beyond mobile DJing. This is mobile production company. This could be permanent install. And I'm telling you right now, when I confidently say that at $129.99, you could create an amazing array of these, let's say behind the DJ or on the wall or pointing at the floor. And when you have all these cool individual pixel mappable features, when you have the individual SMD LEDs, if you create an array wall, you'll get some really, really cool effects. The laser, all that's an added bonus. But for me, the fact that I have a par can with, again, pixel mappable LEDs, with the SMG or SMD LEDs, excuse me, that means surface mount diode. When I get all that for $129.99, I can create an awesome wall out of this and create a really cool effect that doesn't cost that much. That's the Trio Par RG and the Trio Par LED from Eliminator. These things are wicked cool. My name is Arnaldo Hoffman of Gear It First. Any questions, comments, whatever, leave them down below. Have a great night. God bless.